Clearly, we love our jobs here on Express, and a big part of that is Bob and Bella, our two best friends. And if you're anything like us, you are falling in love with a pet right now, and you can see how much attention that our beautiful pups here at Expresso get. However, getting a new pet is a very big decision to make and requires certain considerations. There's time, there's money, and there's a huge amount of commitment. And we have Hills breeder manager and puppy school manager Marycke Ackhurst in studio, who I would imagine also loves her job. I mean, puppy school manager, that's got to be one of the most feel-good jobs in the world.
I think I do have the best job, Graham. Thank you very much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. I can see the joy that Hills has brought to young Bob, and you can see how keen he is to get in on the act there.
Definitely so.
You know, we joke about how much joy that a pet, in particular a dog, can give us because of that adoring love. But what sort of benefits do pets actually add to our kind of holistic view on life?
Well, I think there's countless studies that have proven that pets do bring health benefits to us. Just stroking a pet reduces your heart rate, wow. So that decreases our stress levels. One has to think of the companionship, that feel-good, that best friend feeling that pets bring. I think they can add a lot of benefit to children. Of course, under adult supervision, that's very important, that dogs and children always go together under supervision. And sometimes, even with the elderly, it gives them something to do, something to care for, something to love, something to feed. And
of course, we've seen them even being used in therapy as well.
Absolutely.
That's the extent, yeah.
It does bring that feel-good. Even that short time of interaction with pets brings huge benefit.
But of course, it does come with a huge amount of responsibility. What are those considerations we should be taking on board when preparing to buy or thinking about buying a pet?
You're quite right. It does come with a huge responsibility, and I think countless thousands of pets end up in shelter and rescue organizations because people don't think long enough about these kind of things when they acquire a pet. So first of all, I think we need to think about what the purpose is of that pet. Why do you want a pet? Then consider how much time you have to spend. It takes time in feeding them, actually exercising them, grooming them. What does your family look like? The lifestyle you live? Are you an active or a sedate type of person? Do you have young children? Those kind of things are important. Even, do we have allergies in the family? That's something to consider if you are thinking about getting a pet.
Especially, does the mother-in-law have a pet allergy? Now, well, what are some of those misconceptions that surround pets that you come across in your obviously very close relationship?
Well, there's loads. My favourite is that they come well behaved. Bob and Bella even has taken a lot of time in training. And I think it's important to realise, especially in the case of puppies, that from 8 weeks onwards they need to go to something like puppy school. We have, if you have a puppy of that age, we have a website, puppyschool.co.za, that you can visit to find a puppy school. The other thing, things that are important or that people forget about is what it costs to actually have a pet. First, to my mind, coming from Hills, is that you have to be able to budget for feeding a precise and balanced nutrition like Hills. You have to think about things like tick and flea prevention on a monthly basis, vaccination, sterilisation of that pet, training, and also the time it takes to actually have a pet is often not taken into consideration. It takes time to train them, all those things. You have to have that time.
And of course, that protects the mental health of your dog being trained properly. Otherwise, you're putting them out there into a big world with lots of stimulus that they just aren't prepared for.
Also, what happens is that people then can't cope with their pets, and then they consider rehoming them, and that adds a lot of stress if they have children in the house. I know of a case where a puppy was rehomed and the child actually had to go for psychological treatment afterwards. So it's important to consider before actually getting a pet, all these things.
Do you have pets at home?
I have lots. I breed golden retrievers, and I also have cats.
That deserves my second high five of the day. I love golden retrievers. Well, we have got some fantastic opportunities for you here to improve the life of your pet. And listen up carefully. Hills have a treat in store for you that's going to put the skip back in your step, and of course, your best friends as well. 2 lucky viewers stand the chance to win one of 2 Hills hampers, and they really are awesome. We'll start with our cat owners out there. You stand to win a bag of Hills cat food that will be enough to feed your cat for just over a month. It's a whopper, plus a small curver bin. Looks very stylish to store the delicious food in. And get this, the most awesome thing I've ever seen, a sunny seat to stick up on your window and let your cat relax in the sunshine. You know how they love to find that one little sunny spot, just for cats though. Don't worry, dog owners, you are not being left out in the cold. You can also win yourself a massive bag of Hills dog food that should feed your pooch for just over a month. Not the way Bob eats it, he loves it too much. And also a nice large curver bin and a ball launcher. And I often see these being used on the promenade. Really is a good way to protect your arm, apart from anything else, from throwing the ball for your beautiful loved one. All you have to do is SMS the keyword Hills to 33728. That's Hills to 33728. And what pet you have, so we know what hamper to send you if you are the winner, either a cat or a dog. Don't be pitching for a goldfish. To 33728. And one of these hampers could be yours. We're going to take a very quick break, and then the madness, the nutsiness continues here on Expresso. Don't go far.
Discover the brand recommended by vets worldwide. 100% satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Hills Science Plan.